buying a property with a tenant, here's what you're going to modify while you're buying that property. Number one, you want to get the existing lease agreements. You want to get the existing lease agreements. If they don't have lease agreements, you want to get something in writing from the buyer and the seller that there is not an existing lease. This has bitten me in the butt more than 3 times, okay? So if you do not have an existing lease, you want to get something in writing from the owner and the tenant acknowledging there's no contract. Okay, and if you want more information, consult a lawyer. Okay. Number 2, you're going to want to confirm they are current on their rents. You're going to want to confirm they are current on their rents. Number 3, you're going to want to confirm they're current on their rents. Number 3, you're going to want to confirm the people living in the property are the tenants. You're going to want to confirm the people living in the property are the tenants. It's a lot of different things to take into consideration, right? I know that's a lot. So, Kristen, you're going to get a 5-minute window of why, if you don't have those items, what do you do? Because you're the lead property manager for a property management company, and you've been in property management for a long time. So please share why those are important for everyone else, and we'll tie this in how to take this to your advantage, guys. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so starting with number 1, getting existing lease agreements, and if not, have something in writing confirming that. Because if you're in a situation, so we'll start with the latter. If you're in a situation where the tenant and owner say there's a lease agreement, but no one can find the document, the statute is that you have to honor the current lease agreement that's in place. And so you're kind of biting on terms of he said, she said at that point. So if you've got written acknowledgement saying, hey, there's no contract, we're just here, these are the terms, then at least you've got a clean slate, and you can, once you take over, you can negotiate and get them on a current lease agreement with your current terms that you see is fit. And number 1 to that question is why you want a copy of the existing lease agreement is the same. You've got to honor the terms of that lease agreement, which is the current rent, the current terms, the late fees. Even if it's different from how you're operating, you've got to honor that current lease. So getting current lease agreements, I would say, is almost as important as confirming which people are in the property. An example on that, just so you guys know why this is so important, is because we had a situation previously of a property that we purchased that the tenants that were living in the unit were not the tenants that had set up the utilities to pay, where they were paying rent, the mail, like it was a laundry list of things of who was tied to the property, and they were not living in the property. And so when we went down to eviction, when we, served them a notice, we served a name that we had on that we got from the utility company, and it wasn't the people living in the lease. So that pushed our eviction back 30 days. I mean, it can cost a lot. And so what I would suggest or recommend in this is if you don't have these things, you would use them to your advantage to negotiate, because there is going to be time lost. There is going to be delay in eviction. There is going to be lease terms that you might not agree with that you have to abide by. They very well could be under market rent. So I would use these as negotiation pieces, and what you don't have, you could use strongly to help negotiate in your favor.